our tradition. Everybody has their own tradition, right? They practice for a long, long time ago. Is not to harm to each other and not to harm to yourself. The purpose of chanting, this one also, the technique of doing meditation when we chant. When we chant, we use the sound as the object of meditation because you have to follow the sound. You focus the mind on the sound. When I pronounce Yo So Bhagavarang Samma Sambuddho, my mind is in the sound, It's make your mind calm down. See? In Tibetan tradition also they use a lot chanting. They chant 1 hour, 2 hours a day. And then bow, rotation, 108 times. In the morning, in the evening, afternoon, 3 times a day. Why they do like that? This is to dedicate yourself, to train yourself, actually train yourself. Because body and mind have to be trained. If your mind is not trained well, it's like a wild animal. It's dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. More than the wild animal, the mind. So Buddhism talking about only body and mind. Use the mind, use the trained well mind to take care of the body. The body is like a house. The mind is like an owner who lives in the house. So you have to take care of your body. It's like you take care of your house. But one day, sooner or later, and your body or your house become decayed, become old age. We getting old when the day when we born, start getting old and older, right? So there's an impermanence in Buddhism. You have to learn this philosophy also. Everybody, whatever you are, I'm Thai, you are Americans or whatever, but it is the same situation we face. This is the reality. This is the truth, the ultimate truth that we should understand and try to, live our life in this world, how to live your life happily, easy to live, not to get trouble in your life and then get the deceit in your spirituality. Buddha said there are 2 kinds of disease. The physical disease. Okay, let the doctor take care of that. Heart disease, diabetes, or cancers, or whatever. That's the physical disease. But that more than that, there's a more dangerous is spirituality disease. Means greed, hatred, and delusion that invade in our mind all the time. So today I'd like to share with you the technique of mental detoxification and relaxation. Mental detox. We have to take care of the mind and the spiritual too. Mental detoxification and relaxation, we can do it by ourselves. The medical doctor, they cannot. Because they just prescribe your medicine. Okay, give medicine to you. Take home and take medicine. Medicine can cure only the physical disease or something that concerned with your body only. But the mind you have to do yourself. In Buddhism, Buddha, he found this technique 2,600 years ago under the Bodhi tree, He left the palace when he was 29 years old and practiced in the forest for 6 years. Immersed himself, practiced himself. He tried every school, every teachers at those times, yogis at those times, because Hinduism and Brahmanism before Buddhism came before Buddhism in India. They try to overcome this thing also. They torture themselves in the forest. They can lay down on the throne or sit over the heat, the heat from the sun and the heat from the fire in the summertime. You see, to torture the mental defilement. They call the torture kilesa. Kilesa means mental defilement. That means greed, hatred, and delusion. They believe that if you can bear the heat and the cold in the winter time, they go to the river full with the snow or some cold water from Himalayan mountain. They try to do that, and so many techniques to torture the body, and still there right now. Yogi, ascetic in India, in Himalayan country, in Nepal, Bhutan or Tibet, they practice around there. So, but Buddha himself said that he found that greed, hatred, and delusion is a arise from the mind. So if you can control the mind, and then you can control everything. He said that manobupang kamadama manosetha manomaya. Mind is forerunners of all actions. Mind is a sheep. Mind is master. Mind made everything. Everything depends on the mind. Mind create. If you can control the mind, and then you can control everything. But if you let the mind pollute this with greed, hatred, and delusion, and then what's the result? The result is the suffering follow you. Follow you. Because you will do the wrong thing, use the wrong function in your body and mind. Use it wrong. So you clean the mind, clear the mind, and get peace of mind, and then you will get the peace, the real happiness, the real peace in the mind. And then he found out that the technique to train the mind is meditation. You may know that the meaning of meditation in many schools, in many teachers, in many instructors, they try to use the meaning of meditation or the word, the technical term meditation. But in our tradition, we are Theravada Buddhist tradition. Theravada. There are two schools of Buddhism, two main schools. One is Theravada, we are. Another is Mahayana. It starts in India, right? Okay, this is the history of Buddhism a little bit, you may know that. But okay, I want to explain a little bit. Buddhism started in the center of India, and after Buddha passed away 200 years, the idea split into two groups. One spread to the north of India, they call Mahayana or Mahasankhika, moved to China, Japan, Korea, and one to Tibet, that they call Lama tradition or Vajrayana. And moved to the south of India, to Sri Lanka, Burma, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia. They are we call Theravada. Theravada means the elder school of teaching. Because of after Buddha passed away, he not said anyone to be the teacher or the founder instead of him. He said, okay, Vinaya or Dhamma means the discourse, the teaching, the rule and regulation will be your teacher. So we have no more a teacher after Buddha passed away. And then we take his teaching into practice. As soon as you practice the Eightfold Path, the Four Noble Truths, and practice according to Mahasatipatthana Sutra, the sutta talking about how to develop your mindfulness, and then you have my teaching with you, he said like that. So we carry on. In Theravada Buddhism, we not change any form, not adjust or adapt or try to change anything. So even the rope, the color may be a little bit change the color, but the form and the idea is the same. It's a Theravada. So we practice in our tradition. And in Theravada Buddhism, we focus on Vipassana meditation. There are two kinds of meditation. Okay, back to the meaning of meditation in Buddhism. In Buddhism, it's translated from Pali word, bhavana. Bhavana means to develop, to increase, to improve the mind. Okay? Because they regard that everybody just has the mind, but the normal mind. How to develop from normal mind to the noble mind? You have to develop the normal mind. The normal mind is full of greed, hatred, and delusion, right? But if you want to be the noble means that the mind is clear of greed, hatred, and delusion. So, the meaning of meditation to develop the mind from the normal, to increase the quality of the mind, and to improve the mind. So bhavana, you have to practice by yourself. You have to sit by yourself. You have to walk by yourself. You have to stand. You have to lying down. In Theravada Buddhism or in Mahasatipatthana Sutra, we use 4 postures to train the mind. We use sitting posture, we use standing, walking, and lying down. 4 postures to train the mind. I will demonstrate to you after I give the instruction. Okay? So, develop the mind by sitting meditation. There are two kinds of meditation. One is we call samatha, tranquility or calm meditation. And another is insight or vipassana meditation. Samatha bhavana and vipassana bhavana, two kind of meditation. Calm meditation, there are 40 techniques in Theravada Buddhism, 40 ways to calm the mind. Okay, one of those 40, like I chant, I use the sound. Every morning when we chant, in my temple we chant twice a day, in the morning at 6 o'clock. We take about 45 minutes chanting. Chanting is not prayer. What is different between prayer and chanting? Prayer, you mean you connect to God. But we don't have God. We don't talk about God outside. We recite the word. Recite means to remember the teaching of the Buddha. And in the same time, to let your mind fix on the word and use the sound as the object of meditation. So we recite the sutra. Itipiso bhagavarang samma sambuddho. We recite. This is the teaching of the Buddha. To remember and to commit yourself to follow the path as the Buddha has shown us. This is in our tradition. So we chant. We chant the sutra. We chant the secret words that's used in the tongue of the Buddha. So 40 techniques in Theravada Buddhism to calm the mind. And then after your mind is settled down, calm enough, no distraction, your mind settled down to the calmness, and then lift your mind up to the second level, that is the Vipassana meditation or insight. The insight to realize the truth, to see the thing as they really are, to see the thing as it really is. To see the thing as that it is, not